You're listening to an Airwave Media podcast.
Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality.
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the game where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge.
What you got there, Neal?
My name is Neal.
He's eating a little cookie.
Yeah, just Neal. Me too.
Jeff is too. Ken was eating some vegan cinnamon rolls. Welcome everyone. Yeah, I'm just eating some delicious pastries from Dobo's Delights Bake
Not
Shop.
a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. Our friend Riley, who was on the show recently, graciously sent us just a bunch of wonderful bakery from Dobo's Delights, and we can't thank him enough. It was packed especially for us by Maria, a nice little signature, which is a nice personal touch. So thank you, Maria, for this packing job here.
Thank you, Riley.
Yeah, thank you, Riley.
Delicious.
Yeah, so kind of you. One of our patrons. So thank you so much for all of your support and sending us these great pastries that have fueled us today.
The way you started that, it really sounded like a cut-in ad. Like oh, just eating a cookie here.
Yeah, it did. But it was live.
Yeah.
It was
I like
live.
how
Thank
Neal's
you,
version
Riley.
of
We
eating a
appreciate it. It
cookie
was
is
good.
taking a bite, and mine is polishing off the whole cookie before the intro's over.
The cookie's very good. I'm going to try and find ways, maybe during the swing round, to eat them when no one else hears it because it's edited out. But yeah, thank you to Riley for that. And Matt, unfortunately, was not able to sample these wonderful pastries today. But if he's here in town, we'll give him some. Otherwise, they're all ours.
That's right.
We
Yeah.
told him he could come and get them. They're here for him. But
Yeah, but thanks, Matt, for not being here. But we'll see you next week.
thanks for not being
Thanks for your cookies, Matt.
Yeah, thanks for the cookies. But we have some very special guests with us today. We're super excited to play with today. We're going to introduce our guest player today, coming to us from the Orlando area, Oakland 5 supporter on Patreon. Super excited to have him here. Welcome, Matt. How are you, Matt?
I'm doing great. How are you guys today?
Doing wonderful. We thought Matt wasn't here. We got to replace it with a better Matt. So we're happy to have you here. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I live in the Orlando-ish area. By day, I'm an IT manager for a bank. And by night, I like to pretend I'm better at trivia than I am. So,
What a perfect place to pretend that you're better at trivia than you are.
Yeah, we've been doing
Yeah.
that for years.
And you got the nice Sporkle T-shirt on, which is nice. So did you go
Yes.
to SporkleCon?
I did, yes. I saw you in passing during the Battle of the Brains. I tried to wait around to introduce myself and say hi, but you were holding court, so
Well, were we on the busy floor after?
yeah, it was after it was all over.
It was
yeah.
Sorry, we
hard
missed
to
you.
move around down there, but yeah, sorry we missed you. We'll be sure to see you at the next event, hopefully, though.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting my tickets on the 29th when they go
Oh,
on
great.
sale. So.
Well, yeah, you'll be here in our neck of the woods, so we'll definitely have to
That's
be hanging
right.
out.
Yeah, haven't been to Chicago yet. Looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, you're going to love it.
It's a lovely city.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. Well, thank you for joining us today. You're going to partner with Ken today, and it looks like your team name, we kind of decided beforehand since you are replacing Matt. Your team name today, and for the listeners, it's going to be a mouthful, new and definitely not improved, Ken and Matt 2.0 system downgrade. So that's
Now, see, I disagree with the downgrade.
Yeah.
Whole aspect of that. That's what Matt said, so I just want to be clear that came from Matt, not us.
I mean, if I can't be self-deprecating, that's just not me.
I think Matt
So,
is a master of reverse psychology because he's saying downgrade now, but you guys are going to beat us really bad. And then he's going to say, see, it was an upgrade, actually.
The Matt robot has been upgraded with laser beam eyes.
Laser beam eyes, yeah.
So.
We're excited to have you here. And then Jeff and I will partner today. And unfortunately, Jeff, you said you're in a stupor. Is that right?
I'm just a little tired this morning, so I'm appreciating the coffee and pastries.
Is it a stupor? Is it a fugue state?
We'll call it a stupor.
Is it a?
I prefer
Are you stuck in a quagmire?
not a quagmire. No, I haven't gone that far yet.
Okay.
All right.
We'll just stick with stupor.
Yeah, well, we're going to be Jeff is in a stupor, and we'll see how it pans out today. But we need a host, and we're so excited to have him back. Had a wonderful time on his previous episode, and so excited to have him back here, Oakland 5 supporter on Patreon, coming to us from Arizona, John Van Hinkelum. How are you, John?
Good. How about you guys?
Doing very well. Tell us what's been going on since you've been on the show last, and anything else you'd like to say about yourself today.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right.
Nothing new.
Nothing new.
His episode just came out though.
It did. It was very recent.
So we've just seen John pretty recently.
We have.
A couple weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, even if it had been years, nothing would have been new. So
Well, we enjoyed him enough to have him back, so it's a highest form of compliment.
happy about
that's right.
that.
Yeah. We're so happy to have you here. You're wearing my favorite color today, which we won't say what color it is, just for the listeners to kind of figure out.
It is not the color you think it is.
Oh, okay. Well, not that though. We don't want that.
Go Pack, go.
For
He
reference.
revealed a secret Green Bay logo.
Yes. It,
Neil thought it
We
was
gotta wrap
orange.
this
but
up quick. The game is on in 45 minutes.
okay. I thought that was orange for a second, but it's not orange, huh? Is that Packer yellow?
Yep.
Okay, well, now you
This
can
is
leave,
like
but we don't.
Gold and blue.
I'm going to pull some
dress.
safety
Is
questions.
this a gold blue dress scenario?
I think it is. It looks orange from here for some reason.
Yanny.
But we're happy to have you here, despite the fact you're a Packers fan. But this will be your last time. But we're excited to have you here.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But we're gonna get the game going. Any preference on the rules, Reed?
Putty again. Let's do it.
All right. Underused.
Rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds, worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there will be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated, have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. The end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
All right, Putty, famous Devils fan, allowing a Packers fan to start the game. We're ready to play.
All right. Sounds good. Similar to my last game, I just made the categories bands I like instead of TV shows I like. So no real theme, but just the inspiration for the questions. So we'll get started with question 1, round 1. Category is Led Zeppelin. Although rigid airships are only technically Zeppelins if they were constructed by the Luftschiffbau Zeppelin Company, their internal frame distinguishes them from what other similar type of flying transportation method?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna lock in.
All right, so it's up to us now, Matt. What are you thinking?
I mean, the only other word that I associate with Zeppelins is a dirigible. So I don't know if that's-
I was actually thinking maybe a blimp.
Okay. Yeah.
Would a dirigible be like an all-encompassing word meaning both blimps?
Types of airship.
Yeah, blimps
Yeah,
and Zeppelins.
I'm not sure I'm not sure which is the more specific term. Of course, I totally forgot about the easier blimp. I go straight to dirigible. I don't know which the better answer would be for this. I don't know which one's the more general term and which one's the more specific term.
I think my gut's telling me that dirigible is more general, so I think
Okay.
we should go with blimp.
All right, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, Jeff and I looked at each other. We said we're having a good year, and Blimp came out, so we said Blimp.
It is indeed blimp or pressure airship, and I did just look it up. A dirigible is basically any aircraft that can fly under its own power and steer through the air. So that is the more generic term.
Oh, Matt's pulling out the big
Yeah, I
terms here.
Yeah. All right. Question 2, Dewey Brothers is the category. Question is, what 1936 exploitation film was rediscovered in the 1970s and gained new life as an unintentional satire movie, which has been called the worst movie ever made?
Matt, anything jumping out to you here?
I mean, not really. I don't know if Dewey Brothers is trying to be a clue for this.
I think it's at least a launching point. So Doobie makes me think about like marijuana.
Oh, Reefer Madness? No.
Yeah, because 1970s, well known for its drug abstinence.
And I think there was a movie in the 30s with that name also.
Yeah, that sounds right. So I would say that it was people start watching it again as kind of a parody of itself, right? So,
right.
Yeah, that's
All right,
great.
yeah.
Reefer Madness sounds great.
All right, go with that.
Unfortunately, the system is continually upgrading, Jeff. We said Reefer Madness.
Yeah, it is indeed Reefer Madness, also titled Tell Your Children. All right.
That's awesome.
It's 10 points across the board. Moving on to question 3. Category is Rolling Stones. And the question is, Ray Stones, also known as Fay Stones or Yapese stone money, are limestone artifacts used as prized ceremonial gifts and recognized by modern economists as a form of currency. In what geographic region do these Ray Stones originate?
All right, we just discussed a little bit. We don't know this one, so we're just going to throw a dart at the board.
Okay. Anything jumping out to you, Matt?
Absolutely nothing. I mean, the name. I can't even tell what area of the world those names might be related to.
Well, some of the spellings of some of the names that he mentioned kind of have an Asian kind of ring to them in the consonant vowel patterns. So I'm actually thinking maybe since he's asking for a region, maybe it's like the Gobi Desert or something like that. China, Mongolia was what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I have absolutely nothing, so we can definitely go with your answer because I'm not going to contribute anything to this.
We'll say that.
Yeah, we guessed similarly. We just said Southeast Asia.
The answer I was looking for here was Micronesia.
Oh. So it was Asian. We were just a few thousand kilometers off.
Yeah.
All right. Question 4. The category is The Who. Baseball, commonly known as Who's on First, is a comedic sketch performed by Abbott and Costello, whose humor relies on mutual misunderstanding and increased frustration from the performers. In the sketch, the nickname of the first baseman is Who. The third baseman is nicknamed I Don't Know. Provide the nickname of the left fielder.
Okay, we kind of recited the lines in our head. We think we're on the right track.
All right. How familiar are you with this sketch?
I mean, I'm familiar enough with it to know the infield.
Okay.
I believe the three outfielders are in no particular order. Today, tomorrow, and I think yesterday.
Okay.
I just don't remember which one the left fielder is. I mean, based on the way I said it, if I had to guess, I would say today.
Okay.
Because I remember part of the skit going like, well, when is he going to get paid, or who's going to pay him, or something like that. Yeah, I think it's today.
That's great reasoning. I love it. We'll go with today.
For me, it was between two. I think it was either because or why, and I just picked why.
Yeah, it is indeed why. I considered asking if what is the name of the left fielder and making the answer incorrect, but that if you'd have had a someone who's not a native English speaker, that would have been really difficult.
Well, and now looking at the Who, today doesn't make sense of who and why. That makes a lot more sense. So.
All right, points for Stuper. So moving on, question 5. The category is Chicago. The Willis Tower, still known as the Sears Tower in Chicago, opened in 1973 as the world's tallest building, a title it retained for 25 years. It was designed by Bangladeshi-American engineer Fazul Khan and what Colombian-born architect? Just the last name is fine. Although I prefer vanilla wafers myself.
All right. We're going to lock in with just a guess based on the clue that John gave us, thankfully.
Okay. Matt, anything jumping out to you here?
No, I do not know many architects. I was trying to think of something regarding the vanilla wafers clue, but
so maybe the name of another cookie.
Well, that's what I'm like. Is it Oreo, Chips Ahoy? The
man's last name
I
was
associate
Ahoy.
vanilla wafers with banana pudding, but I don't think there's an architect named Banana or Pudding.
I think Oreo is not a bad. Like if you're thinking of an alternate cookie with a name that could be like a last name, I would say Oreo.
I mean, is there just a chocolate plain equivalent to a vanilla wafer?
Not that I know of.
Chocolate wafers?
That's not it.
Choco wafer.
I think we should go with Oreo. I don't think that's a bad guess.
So we didn't know, like we know all about kind of the Sears Tower a little bit, but we just latched onto the clue. Last name is fine. I prefer vanilla wafers myself, but sort of the most famous vanilla wafer that you eat as kids or even now is Nilla wafers. So we just said Nilla, Nilla.
All right. Well, I think my clue tripped you up a little bit there. The architect is Bruce Graham.
Oh, Graham. Oh, you're too clever for us.
Or not clever enough. One of the two.
We went too hard in the cookie paint.
We did. We should have had the blimp strategy and just gone with our gut here.
Cookie paint is not yet approved by the FDA, but shortly.
Delicious.
Soon after. After 5 questions here, both teams very close. So new and definitely not improved, kind of Matt 2.0 system downgrade with 20 points. And Jeff is in a stupor with 30 points. So it is anyone's game. And for those listening at home, I'm going to be giving out another book, another rom-com book for anyone who emails in the correct answer to a trivia question here. Matt told us that his guilty pleasure is Notting Hill. So your question today, all you have to do is email trivialitypodcast@gmail.com with the answer, and you'll be put into a drawing to receive a free signed book of the Rom-Com Ultimate Trivia Book. Your question is from Notting Hill. In the official meet cute between Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts, not when she comes into a store, but when they bump into each other on the streets of Notting Hill, what beverage is spilled all over Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts? That's what we want to know. What is the beverage that spills over both of them during their meet cute in Notting Hill? Email trivialitypodcast@gmail.com.
Okay, moving on. Question 6, category is Fleetwood Mac. The question is, the City of London, sometimes known as the Square Mile, is the financial business center and ancient core of modern London. It was settled by the Romans in the 1st century AD to the Middle Ages under what name? If you don't know, try a stupid guess.
Are you good with that?
Yeah, that's what I was going to write.
Okay, good.
I mean, a stupid guess would be London.
Could be. I mean, it really could be that. Something like that.
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
London in it. Yeah, we both wrote down the same answer. You could take it, Jeff.
We said Londinium.
It is indeed Londinium.
Oh.
Wow.
Londinium. It's like a Monty Python.
It does, yeah. It does seem like that.
Is that the next element on the periodic table?
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
I was trying to find a way to link that in the clue, but it didn't work out. All right, moving on. Question 7, category is Jethro Tull. The question, Jethro Tull was an English agriculturalist who perfected the horse-drawn seed drill and invented a horse-drawn hoe. Later in life, he developed a pulmonary disorder and in search of a cure went to this city, formerly of the Crown of Aragon and Majorca, before it sailed to France, not to be confused with the U.S. state capital.
Uh-huh.
Well, much like Jethro Tull, Neil, this morning, I'm feeling thick as a brick.
Please get away from me if you're thick as a brick.
Is that a brick in your pocket, or are you just thick as a brick?
I've got some locomotive breath this morning, too, so watch out.
All right. Anything jumping out at you for this one?
I'm just trying to go through the state capitals to see what might be a good
Yeah,
guess,
I think I named like 5 state capitals.
Springfield.
I'm tapping out, yeah. I'm not good. I'm not very good with the capitals or anything
this
really.
This wasn't Jefferson City.
Yeah, I mean, we can go with Des Moines. I mean, that does sound French.
Okay. We'll do that.
Sacramento's interesting because he did say it was formerly the Crown of Aragon, and the Sacramento has the Kings. So I wonder if you were onto something. But we just guessed Baton Rouge for Louisiana.
No points here. Sorry, it is Montpelier.
Oh, you wrote it.
I wrote down.
You wrote it, Jeff.
I can't believe it was Montpelier.
I flipped a coin. I should have stopped thinking when I wrote Montpelier down.
You had it down right away.
All right, question 8, Boston. In 1692, the Cambridge Agreement officially created the Massachusetts Bay Colony, leading to the first Puritan settlers arriving in Boston in 1630. Puritans' focus on education led to the founding of America's first school, the Boston Blank School. Fill in the blank for Boston Blank School.
We wrote some names down. We're not really confident. We're thinking of this based on time period, so we'll lock in a bad guess.
All right, Matt. Anything coming to you for this one?
Well, in the clue mentions the word blank 3 times, so maybe it's something with tri in the name. I mean, not like triumvirate, but something else with tri in the name.
Oh, I think we're looking at it on the screen, though, and it's creating a pattern. You know what I mean? So when you read it, it looks like a pattern. But when it's spoken, it doesn't sound like a pattern. But I was thinking maybe charter school, like the Boston Charter School. Does that sound right? It would kind of make it interesting that it's that.
Yeah, I mean, we can go with that because I'm not coming up with anything else that's remotely better. So
okay. We'll go with the Boston Charter School.
We were on the same path, actually. A lot of things came by decree and charters, so we just guessed the Boston Charter School.
I am going to do that to you. Sorry, no points here. It is... You needed more than a feeling to get this one. It was Latin. The Boston Latin School.
Oh, okay.
All right. Question 9, the Eagles. Eagles belong to the family Ectotripidae, along with hawks, harriers, and this type of bird, which appeared in the title of 3 of Aesop's fables, causes the sea and the sky to go to war in the Tagalong creation myth, and is one of the forms Isis takes in Egyptian mythology to resurrect the dead. Now go fly one.
Hey, Matt, I think we can lock in on this one.
Title of Aesop's fables. I mean, we're looking at Falcon, hawk.
I was thinking falcon, right? Hawks, harriers, and what type of bird are like eagles? I was thinking falcon, right?
Yeah, it's got to be Falcon, I think.
Go
right?
fly a falcon? I don't know. I mean, no one's saying go fly a pigeon, right?
I mean, what's an Aesop fable here? Like the Bananaman and the Falcon or something?
Wow, we really don't know our fables.
I don't.
Baby Bananaman and the falcon.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, if you think Falcon's good, that's fine with me.
I think Falcon sounds perfectly good.
Okay. Let's just not think about it too much. Why not? Let's go for it.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Falcon. We're going to say go fly a kite is the phrase. And kite is also kind of bird, a predatory bird. So
it is,
kite.
isn't it?
Yeah, not improved. Got to take it easy on this one. It was kite.
I forgot that was a kind of bird.
All right, question 10. The category is Billy Joel. Early predecessors to the piano included the hammered dulcimer, pipe organ, and this instrument, which, unlike other piano predecessors, created sound by plucking the strings with a plectrum, or pick, made with a quill or plastic after the player strikes the keys.
This is like an old piano that's in a lot of old stuff. Is that
100% what I was thinking.
Okay. All right, we're going to lock in.
All right, Matt, I'm pretty good with my instruments here. I think it might be a harpsichord.
Yeah, that was the only thing that was coming to my brain, too. Yeah, that was
great.
I was hoping it wasn't going to be named because that was the only answer I had. So.
Yeah. Well, great. That's I'm glad we're on the same page. So we're going to say harpsichord.
We thought of a very similar instrument. I'm not sure how they're related. We were kind of inspired by John wearing a Packer sweater and remember the great day when Aaron Rodgers broke his clavicle. So we said clavichord.
Yeah, not improved. We're the piano man on this one. It is a harpsichord.
Yeah, as soon as he said it, I was like...
Yeah. I wonder what the difference is between a harpsichord and a clavichord.
One we might have made up.
I think the clavichord is real.
Well, we can look it up.
We can look it up. And while we're looking it up, we're going to tell you about the scores here. Unfortunately, the last 2 questions correct for new and definitely not improved kind of Matt 2.0 system downgrade, bringing them to 40 points, tied with Jeff is in a stupor. So 40-40 going into the swing round.
I think we were all kind of in a stupor on that round.
I think so. I think we were.
We gotta turn it up here. Speaking of turning up, the people who really turn up for us are our patron supporters. Can't thank you all enough. Unfortunately, they're not hearing this because they're probably listening on the Patreon feed, which is ad-free because they pay at least $1 a month. For $5 a month on our Patreon, you get all those bonus episodes. We have a ton of content, so if you're all caught up, you're running out, and you're worried, don't worry. We got you covered with new episodes every week on Patreon, including our crop drops.
Yep. All you have to do is go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast and sign up today to join John and Matt over there and get into some shenanigans. Now, before we get to John's swing round, it looks like a harpsichord and a clavichord are different. They produce sound in completely different ways. You can think of a clavichord as a blade that hits the string like a piano hammers, but way quieter and stays on the string. A harpsichord uses a plectrum, a guitar pick, as John said, to hit a string and hence is a lot louder. So there's your lesson for today. John, what do you got in store for us for the swing round?
All right, swing round. I'm calling number 1 song, number 1 line. So I will give you the year of a song, how many weeks it was the number 1 on the Billboard Top 100, and the first sentence of the song. It's your job to name the song. You don't need the artist on this one. All right, so number 1, 1965, 2 weeks at number 1. Well, since she put me down, I've been out doing in my head. Number 2, 2001, 2 weeks at number 1. Honey came in and she caught me red-handed creeping with the girl next door. Number 3, 1986 for 1 week. You could have a steam train if you just lay down your tracks. You could have an aeroplane flying if you bring your blue sky back. Number 4, 1999, 5 weeks at number 1. She's into superstitions, black cats, and voodoo dolls. I feel a premonition that girl's gonna make me fall. Number 5, 1990, for 1 week at number 1. I know this pain. Why do you lock yourself up in these chains? No one can change your life except for you. Don't ever let anyone step all over you. Number 6, 1973 for 3 weeks. I remember when rock was young. Me and Susie had so much fun. Number 7, 2008 to 2009 for 4 non-sequential weeks at number 1. Now put your hands up in the club. We just broke up. I'm doing my own little thing. Number 8, 1977 for 1 week at number 1. Madman drummers, bummers, Indians in the summer with a teenage diplomat. In the dumps, with the mumps, as the adolescent pumps his way into his hat. Number 9, 1967 for 3 weeks at number 1. You know that would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar. If I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Number 10, 2011 for 6 weeks at number 1. My mama told me when I was young we were all born superstars.
And we have the questions. We'll be right back after this break.
This episode is brought to you by Google Gemini. With the Gemini app, you can talk live and have a real-time conversation with an AI assistant. It's great for all kinds of things, like if you want to practice for an upcoming interview, ask for advice on things to do in a new city, or brainstorm creative ideas. And by the way, this script was actually read by Gemini. Download the Gemini app for iOS and Android today. Must be 18 plus to use Gemini Live.
Want to learn how you can make smarter decisions with your money? Well, I've got the podcast for you. I'm Sean Piles, and I host NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast. On our show, we help listeners like you make the most of your finances. I sit down with NerdWallet's team of nerds, personal finance experts in credit cards, banking, investing, and more. We answer your real-world money questions and break down the latest personal finance news. The nerds will give you the clarity you need by cutting through the clutter and misinformation in today's world of personal finance. We don't promote get-rich-quick schemes or hype unrealistic side hustles. Instead, we offer practical knowledge that you can apply in your everyday life. You'll learn about strategies to help you build your wealth, invest wisely, shop for financial products, and plan for major life events. And you'll walk away with the confidence you need to ensure that your money is always working as hard as you are. So turn to the nerds to answer your real-world money questions and get insights that can help you make the smartest financial decisions for your life. Listen to NerdWallet's Smart Money Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey there, I'm Dylan Lewis, one of the hosts of Motley Fool Money. Each weekday on Motley Fool Money, we talk through the business news you need to know and the stories moving stocks on Wall Street. On weekends, we dive into the industries shaping tomorrow and host the experts, authors, and executives that understand them. Tune in for insights, a long-term perspective on investing, and of course, stock ideas. Plenty of them. To quote a listener, it pays to listen. Check us out and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
And we are back. We spent some time trying to cram these lyrics into different melodies, and we came up with some answers. Let's see how we did.
All right, 1965, 2 weeks at number 1. Well, since you put me down, I've been out doing in my head.
Yeah, I kind of contorted those lyrics a little bit to fit the melody of Surfer Girl by the Beach Boys. So we're going to say Surfer Girl.
Ooh, that's good. Yeah, we thought it was the Beach Boys. We just couldn't pick a song, so we just said the Beach Boys.
It was indeed the Beach Boys, but it was Help Me Rhonda. 2001, 2 weeks at number 1. Honey came in and she caught me red-handed creeping with the girl next door.
This is when we learned that this round was truly going to be a dichotomy. All right, Matt, why don't you take this one?
Yeah, we went with It Wasn't Me by Shaggy and the other guy.
Picture this. We also said it wasn't me.
It wasn't me. This is the right answer for that one by Shaggy. Number 3, 1986, 1 week at number 1. You could have a steam train if you just lay down your tracks. You could have an aeroplane flying if you bring your blue sky back.
Oh yeah, this is Sledgehammer, Peter Gabriel.
After the theme from Jaws, one of my favorite 2 notes. Bow, bow. Yeah, we said Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel, yep. 1995 for 5 weeks at number 1. She's into superstitions, black cats, and voodoo dolls. I feel a premonition that girl's gonna make me fall.
We went with Livin' La Vida Loca.
Yeah, that song came out one year, and then everything just got worse every year after that.
We agree. We said Livin' La Vida Loca.
Livin' La Vida Loca by Ricky Martin is the answer to that one. 1990, 1 week at number 1. I know this pain. Why do you lock yourself up in these chains? No one can change your life except for you. Don't ever let anyone step all over you.
Don't you know? Things will change. Yeah, we said hold on.
Good job. Yeah, we had no idea. We just said this was Heart-Shaped Box by Nirvana.
Very different
Hold
song.
On by Wilson Phillips. Yep. All right. 1973 for 3 weeks at number 1. I remember when rock was young. Me and Susie had so much fun.
Yeah, this is Crocodile Rock by Elton John.
Yeah, we said Crocodile Rock.
Crocodile Rock by Elton John. Yep.
It's like he tried to write the most annoying song that he could.
I always just imagine someone playing it on their nose. Like that's how.
Yeah,
like I like the song, but it's annoying.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to hear the most annoying noise in the world?
All right. 2008 to 2009, 4 non-sequential weeks at number 1. Now put your hands up in the club. We just broke up. I'm doing my own little thing.
I felt like this was kind of like a female pop star kind of vibe. So we said California Girls by Katy Perry, but we don't know.
Yeah, this is the song that taught us to put a ring on it. So we said Single Ladies.
Yep, Single Ladies by Beyonce. Is that one?
Yep.
Matt, you're going to be furious at this one. 1977, 1 week at number 1. Madman, drummers, bummers, Indians in the summer with a teenage diplomat. In the dumps with the mumps as the adolescent pumps his way into his hat.
Yeah, this is the one that caused me the most trouble. If I had any hair, I would have pulled it out. I couldn't. It was in my brain, and I could not come up with it. I came up with no guess at all with this one, and it's going to kill me when I hear it.
Yeah. Well, we were feeling revved up like a deuce. We said Blinded by the Light.
Oh man.
We said the Springsteen version though.
Okay.
Yep, it was Blinded by the Light by the Man from Man's Earth Band.
Yeah, that was the one.
Originally by Bruce Springsteen.
Charted.
All right, 1967 for 3 weeks at number 1. You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, you couldn't get much higher.
Oh yeah, this is Light My Fire by The Doors.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, Jeff dropped his pants and said the answer when we were deliberating. Didn't he do that on stage? I can't remember.
I don't know. I was like, was that in a movie I missed or something?
I think in The Doors he drops his pants. But yeah, we said The Doors. Light My Fire.
Yep, Light My Fire by The Doors. That's correct. And number 10, 2011, for 6 weeks at number 1. My mama told me when I was young we were all born superstars.
We said Born This Way by Gaga.
We agree. Great song. Born This Way.
Yep, Born This Way by Lady Gaga.
After the swing round, it looks like new and definitely not improved Ken and Matt 2.0 system downgrade, getting 35 points, bringing their total to 75. And Jeff is in a stupor, picking up 40 points, giving them a slight lead at 80. So 80 to 75.
All right, moving on to round 2. Question 1. The category is Real Big Fish. Size estimates for megalodons range from 7 to 98 feet in length, and their fossils have been found worldwide, including Europe, Australia, Africa, and the Americas. What does megalodon mean? Primarily because of the fossils that were found.
I mean, I think megalo means like many or Huge.
Many teeth.
Oh, yeah. I like that a lot, actually. Let's go with that.
We think you're close. The question was about real big fish. So we said big tooth because of the size of the teeth they found.
Yep, it is in fact big teeth, so points to Stuper.
We were close.
Close. I imagine they wouldn't find a lot of other fossils because they're mostly cartilaginous, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I know.
What do I look like, a paleontologist?
I know you're more of a whale expert.
Yes.
All Ken does is pull golf balls out of blowholes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say out of the lake in my local golf course. Makes a good buck.
All right, round 2, question 2, the interrupters. On February 21st, 1940, NBC News aired its first regularly scheduled newscast anchored by Lowell Thomas. The broadcast was a simulcast of Thomas's nightly radio newscasts, but was only available in New York City. Not much later, the first television breaking news bulletin, which interrupted the news. What caused the news bulletin?
1940. What would be the big news shortly after 1940?
Well, again, I don't know how this classifies into, quote, not too much later, but the first and only thing that really came to my head was the bombing of Pearl Harbor, which was December of 41.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking
it's not
almost
much later
2 years later.
in a grand scale.
Right. But I can't think of anything else that happened between that and February of 1940.
Did Hitler invade Poland in 39 or 40?
I don't remember. History's not my thing. It's one of many not my things.
My gut says it's 39 that happened, but I mean, I just think Pearl Harbor's too long away. That was my first instinct too, but I feel like 2 years is too long.
Yeah.
All right, let's say Hitler invades Poland.
Okay.
Yeah, that was something Neal and I had talked about, although I'm pretty sure that's September 1st of 39. Yeah, we were just taking a guess. The only thing that would have been real big American news, 40 to 41, we guessed Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I was looking for the attack on Pearl Harbor. Sorry if I tripped you up. I was trying to find a balance between, shortly and giving it away with a year and a half later.
Sure.
All right, round 2, question 3, the pie tasters. In 2022, Georgia, New Mexico, Arizona, and Texas were the highest pecan-producing states, so it makes sense the pecan pie is a dish with southern origins. The first published recipe appeared in what magazine in 1886? The magazine is still being published today.
John must have heard on the crop drop my exclamation about nuts in dessert. How it has no place.
Yep.
No place in dessert. 1886. I remember back in 1886 driving
back in my day
the horse and buggy down to the nearest town to get my copy of Good Housekeeping.
I mean, maybe. I mean, the only thing that came to my head, and I don't know if it's been around this long, but I was thinking, and this goes against the whole Southern thing, but I was thinking the New Yorker magazine, but I don't know how long that's been around. I mean, Good Housekeeping is probably better.
Okay. We'll go with that.
We said the same. We couldn't think of anything other than Good Housekeeping as something that might have been around for that long.
Sorry, no points here. The answer what I'm looking for was Harper's Bazaar.
Oh, you wrote it, Jeff, again.
I told Neal, I was like, I don't even know what this is. And then we just skipped over it.
How bizarre.
All right, round 2, question 4, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Mighty is a character who appears in Sonic the Hedgehog games. Mighty has black fur and a red shell. What kind of animal is Mighty?
I have an intuition on this one, so I'm going to let the guys in the studio talk it out.
So what animals have a shell that would be entertaining?
Yeah, it's not like a platypus.
Maybe armadillo?
Oh, I like that.
Because they have a little bit of fur on them.
They do.
Okay, we'll say armadillo.
Thought we were going to get one here. I said armadillo as the only mammal I can think of with a carapace.
It is armadillo.
Man, thought we were going to get one on them.
The impression
Sorry,
I
Matt.
get is John's got good taste in music.
John, would you have an
I'll leave that
armadillo
one.
as a pet or no?
Just for the record, I've cut like 5 of these music jokes from Jeff. I'll give him that one.
All right. Round 2, question 5. Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra. Tokyo is the capital of Japan and home to over 14 million residents. It also happens to be a metropolis type of Japan's territorial subdivisions. America has states. Canada has provinces. What is the name of Japan's subdivisions?
We're locked in.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's prefix, Matt.
I got nothing, so I'll go with whatever you think it is.
All right. We'll lock in with that.
Yeah, we said Tokyo is an example of a prefecture.
Yeah, you guys said the downbeat stomp on that one is prefects or prefectures.
After 5 in the second round, new and definitely not improved Ken and Matt 2.0 system downgrade, picking up 20 points, bring their total to 95. And in a slight lead, Jeff's in a stupor with 40 points, picking up their score to 115.
All right, Matt, I feel a rally coming on.
All right, maybe we can pick it up here. Round 2, question 6, Streetlight Manifesto. In 1847, the year before they wrote the Communist Manifesto, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels joined what communist Christian organization, which branched off of the League of Outlaws, and later became the Communist League? Again, if you don't know, try a stupid guess.
Okay, Neil and I have a stupid guess, and I don't think it's going to go as well as the last one, but we're going to lock in.
Okay. What's coming to your mind, Matt?
All right, so all I have are stupid guesses.
Okay.
I have combining the two names, the Communist Outlaws.
That's
I thought of the Red Outlaws, and for a real stupid, funny, Communists for Jesus, Communists for Christ. I don't know.
What about Bolsheviks? Do you think that qualifies as a stupid guess? Because if you say it a little bit wrong, it could be hazardous.
Right, and and because it seems like the obvious answer, or an obvious answer. Yeah, let's go with that.
We just kind of figured maybe it was a portmanteau of a couple of the words out there, and we guessed Christian Unists. Although, for the record, we probably should have gone with Neil's first guess, the Red Prayer.
Sorry, it was answer I was looking for was League of the Just or League of Justice.
Okay.
Also,
Justice League?
the Justice League because that's just so stupid. All right, maybe we can make the pressure drop here. Round 2, question 7, Toots and the Maytals. Maytal or Mytal is a Hebrew word that has a variety of translations, but they all include what form of condensation?
Okay. I was not expecting the last word of this question to be condensation. So I don't really have a good guess here.
You missed, dew on the grass.
I like dew. Let's do the dew.
It's a great guess. Yeah, we just said water droplets.
It is dew, yeah.
Oh, Matt.
Got it.
Coming in close.
There's my one. There's my one.
There you go. All right, round 2, question 8, Two-Tone Lizard Kings. Jim Morrison, also known as the Lizard King, was a founding member of The Doors with Ray Manzarek, who was born in Chicago. What instrument did Manzarek play for The Doors?
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we know Morrison didn't play anything. He was just up there shaking his hips, right?
Yeah, let's go with that.
I like it. So when I think of The Doors, the keys are kind of the most prominent instrument, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Would you call that organ or?
I mean, I think we should journalize it with keyboard and
Sure.
see if he wants more specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just said keyboard as well.
Yeah, keyboard it is. Keyboard organ, I would have accepted whatever, but yeah.
Okay, we're on a little bit of a streak here. Let's keep it going.
Yeah. We're getting smoking hot here. Let's see if we can continue that with round 2, question 9, cat bite. The 4 largest cats in the world are the tiger, up to 715 pounds, lion, up to 610 pounds, jaguar, up to 300 pounds, and leopard, up to 200 pounds. Although the distinction between a big cat and a small cat may be blurry, what sets these 4 cats apart from other felines besides their weight? Maybe they can ask Katy Perry.
I mean, just from the Katy Perry clue, I'm thinking that these 4 can roar.
Oh, yeah. Great.
I mean, I was thinking the retractable claws, but until the Katy Perry clue, I'm like, it has to be roar.
Yeah.
We agree. We said roar.
Yeah, they do, in fact, roar. Points there.
3 in a row.
Let's put it up here.
So this is our longest streak of the game right now, Matt.
So
They're going streaking.
If Jeff is in a stupor misses question 10 and you get it right, we will be tied going into the final round.
All right. Round 2, question 10, Save Ferris. Spirit Airlines, stock symbol SAVE, is being reported to prepare for file for bankruptcy. Individuals and businesses may file for Chapter 7 or Chapter 11 bankruptcy. What chapter bankruptcy would you file for if you were a family farm or fisherman with insolvency problems? It would be the Flight to the Forward if you were reading The Fellowship of the Ring.
Are you telling me that the new Frankie Muniz ads aren't saving Spirit Airlines?
All right. How well do you know your bankruptcy court?
Luckily, I don't. I haven't had to file myself.
I've never had enough money in the first place to ever file bankruptcy.
Yeah,
I mean, I've declared it loudly.
And I don't Lord of the Rings. I don't Hobbit, so I can't get into it from that way.
All right, that would be an early single digits chapter, I believe.
Oh, because the only other bankruptcy that I remember hearing about, I think there's a chapter 13 as well. That's the only other one that I can think of.
That would work for me. That seems okay.
Does sound like the kind of thing Peter Francis talked about.
Yeah. There's ads in here in Chicago for a lawyer named Peter Francis Geraci.
Mm-hmm. He's a bankruptcy attorney.
He's a bankruptcy
He's
attorney.
all over. We wrote down 9, 12, and 13, and for no reason other than I don't know, kind of looked good. And 7 ate it. We said 9.
You know, just yelling bankruptcy doesn't do anything, right?
I declared it.
No, I was looking for chapter 12 there.
No points.
The streak is broken.
The streak is broken going into the final round, but the scores are tight. So new and definitely not improved. Kind of Matt 2.0 system downgrade with 125. And Jeff is in a stupor with 135. So 10 points is all that separates both teams.
It's anyone's game.
It is anyone's game. Now, before we get to the final round with the categories, we can find out our wagers. We just want to remind you about Patreon. If you want to join John and Matt over at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast, we'd appreciate it. Now, both of you, John or Matt, do you enjoy the crop drop and all the extra trivia bonuses you get, or do you turn them off and put them on silent?
Oh no, I mute them all because it's too much. I just can't handle all the content.
It's too much content.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's definitely, it definitely adds to my week. To listen, things to listen to while I'm working and playing Xbox and doing other stuff. So yeah, I love it all. It's all great.
Our biggest weakness is we're too consistent and we provide too much content.
That's true.
Yeah, and you know what? You don't even have to support us if you want the content. You can just support us out of blind idolatry.
I like that too.
Yeah, I like that. If you'd like to join us at Blind Idolatry, go to patreon.com/trivialitypodcast today.
All right, let's move on to the final round. What do you have for us?
All right, your categories for the final round are vowels, S-words, a petit déjeuner, this will hurt if you put it in your mouth, and drummers named Ringo.
Like it? I like it already.
So the wagers are in. Looks like we're doing 25s all the way down, and Jeff and Neal are doing 20s, so it is possible that we can catch up here. Let's go ahead and get the questions.
All right, vowels. Everyone knows the vowels A, E, I, O, and U. However, some argue that any letter can act as a vowel, and some sources add the letter J as a semi-vowel. But according to Oxford Reference, there are only 2 semi-vowels. What are they? S-words. The Merriam-Webster definition. Considered slender or thin in an attractive or graceful way. Can also be used to describe something sleek, such as a vehicle or an article of clothing. What's the word there? A petit déjeuner. This cooking technique, occasionally used for cooking whole eggs, involves boiling the food to soften, cook, or remove a smell, and then immediately dipping the food into ice. This will hurt if you put it in your mouth. There are many varieties of cactus in the state of Arizona. The saguaro cactus, barrel cactus, and this type of cactus, which is distinguished by its shape and the ease at which they fall off and attach to unfortunate people who happen to bump into them. My first time in Arizona, I was also told they got their name because natives would throw them at settlers. Drummers named Ringo. Sir Richard Starkley, aka Ringo Starr, was the drummer for the Beatles. They had 12 UK studio albums, all of which went platinum, and all of which reached number 1 in the UK charts except for one. Which of their UK studio albums did not reach UK number 1?
Okay, we have our questions, and we'll be right back and find out who will be today's cream of the crop. And we are back. We have our answers. Once again, we have 25 on the line. Jeff and Neal have 20s on the line, so it's going to come down to the final. What do we have, John?
All right, let's hear the answers for our Celebrity Jeopardy questions. Vowels. Everyone knows the vowels A, E, I, O, and U. However, some argue that any letter can act as a vowel, and some sources add the letter J as a semivowel. But according to Oxford Reference, there are only 2 semivowels. What are they?
Thinking back to my childhood and a certain song that was sung, we came up with the letters Y and W.
Yeah, we agree. Pretty positive it's Y and W.
Yep, points for both teams, Y and W. All right, S words. Merriam-Webster definition. Considered slender or thin in an attractive or graceful way. Can be used to describe something sleek, such as a vehicle or article of clothing.
After tossing around many S words, we settled on the word slick.
Ooh, that's a good one.
We said svelte.
Yep, the answer I was looking for is svelte.
Well done. That was kind of a buzzer beater answer for you guys.
Yeah, I was just trying to go through the alphabet, and I didn't think that one would actually fit, but it got to be, so.
All right, on to a petit déjeuner. This cooking technique, occasionally used for cooking whole eggs, involves boiling the food to soften, cook, or remove a smell, and then immediately dipping the food into ice.
We said our favorite Golden Girl, Blanche.
That makes a lot of sense. We said sous vide.
It is blanching, yep. All right, this will hurt if you put it in your mouth. There are many varieties of cactus in the state of Arizona. The saguaro cactus, barrel cactus, and this type of cactus, which is distinguished by its shape and ease of which they fall off and attach to unfortunate people who happen to bump into them. My first time in Arizona, I was told they got their name from natives would throw them at settlers.
Just from the throwing clue, we came up with the ball cactus.
Keep it simple.
We guessed one that I know is a cactus. We just said the prickly pear.
Good guesses, but the answer I was looking for is cholla or jumping cholla. And the last one, drummer is named Ringo. Sir Richard Starkley, aka Ringo Starr, was the drummer for the Beatles. They had 12 UK studio albums, all of which went platinum, and all of which reached number 1 in the UK charts, except for one. Which of their UK studio albums did not reach UK number 1?
Yeah, we, thinking back to the albums, we thought this one was the most Ringo heavy. We said Yellow Submarine.
And we agree. We guessed Yellow Submarine.
Yellow Submarine is correct.
It all came down to that final question. One team getting 20 points, one getting 25 points. The team of New and Definitely Not Improved, Ken and Matt 2.0 system downgrade, picking up 25 points, bringing their total to 150, but with 5 points to spare. Jeff is in a stupor. We'll end the game with 155, making them today's cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Very close contest. Well done, guys. Congrats.
Likewise, all came down to the final round.
This is the Ken Matt legacy right here.
Matt, thank you so much for joining us today. It was such a pleasure having you and getting a chance to hang out. Any shout outs or anything you'd like to say before we let you go today?
No particular shout outs. Just want to thank you guys for the invite. It's been a pleasure and an honor to be on your show today. And I'm looking forward to being on again in the future. And thanks, John, for a great and very challenging game. Appreciate it.
It was a pleasure and an honor having you, Matt. Thank you very much. And it was a pleasure having John, too. Any final words from you, John?
I suppose I should shout out my sister, Reggie, who introduced me to the show, and my fiance, Haley.
Hey, Reggie. Hey, Haley. Yeah, thank you so much. We hope we'll see both of you maybe for SporkleCon 2025 here in Chicago. But some people we won't see in person necessarily, but maybe they'll have a presence at SporkleCon is Airwave Media, Ken.
That's right, our beloved network. You can check out other great podcasts on their website, airwavemedia.com, such as Wiser World, Who Did What Now, and Pulse of the Planet. All educational.
All educational. And one last thank you from all of us to Dobo's Delights and Riley for those great pastries that we'll be eating for a few days here and enjoying ourselves.
Speak for yourself. They'll be gone before the recording's over.
But thank you to them. Make sure to send in emails to answer that rom-com trivia question. But for Ken, John, Matt, and Jeff, and Matt, who isn't here and I guess is getting an upgrade, my name is Neal, and we'll see you next week on Triviality.